What's up, guys? This is Kilo Quebec 4 Yankee Alpha Delta. So I've been seeing a lot of videos on my page about this right here. This is the Baofeng UV5R. So I wanted to make a quick video with some myths and some facts about what actually this radio is. So anybody selling this radio as a walkie-talkie, this radio is not a walkie-talkie. So this radio, exactly what it is a UHF and VHF transceiver. So it sends and receives signals on UHF frequencies and VHF frequencies. People saying that they're listening to scanners with these things, on the whole, that's not exactly true, because most like emergency and EMS frequencies are on very, very higher frequencies. Like it's not in the same frequency bands that this can receive. There are some repeaters that EMS has, but you can't really, they're not going to use those. Those are in like cases of emergency. Now, what you can do with this radio is use NOAA frequencies, which is constantly, there's 7 different frequencies, and they're spaced all across the world, or all across the country. So if you do have these frequencies, you can listen to weather updates and stuff like that. You can also kind of operate on family radio service frequencies, FRS frequencies, and they're up here. And then here are the NOAA frequencies also that I was telling you. The caveat to the FRS frequencies is that you have to transmit on less than a half a watt. So these radios are 5-watt radios, they're labeled as, and I think on the low setting is around like 1 watt. So even technically FRS radio frequencies, you can't use this radio on it. But what you can do, like in the case of emergency, right? You can buy this radio, absolutely, and you can try to use this radio in emergency and try to get out to somebody. But what people are missing, the giant angle about this radio is an extremely cheap way to get into the hobby of amateur radio, ham radio. All you have to do to get your license is take a simple test. It randomly generated 35 questions out of a certain amount of questions. The tests are always going to have a certain amount of questions, and you can study for the test. You know, imagine like a pack of seeds you have, or your gun, or any tool that you would have when it comes to an emergency. If an emergency happens and you don't know how to use your radio, what good is it? It's nothing. If you don't know how to program this thing and get in to be able to talk to people on simplex and or repeaters, it's a brick. You can throw it at somebody and hope to hurt them. All I'm saying about this is the Baofeng is a great way to get in an awesome hobby. Most ham radio operators are sort of old dudes, 100%. You don't have young people doing this stuff. This whole art of this radio transceiver stuff is going to die unless people keep getting into it, and it's very easy to get into. There's a bunch of test prep materials that are free online. There's a couple paid courses, hamradioprep.com, also hamstudy.org. These are great ways to study for the test and to take the test. And these tests are given all across the country about twice or 4 times a month. All you have to do is go to the FCC website and register for the test and pay $35, and you can get your amateur ham radio license. It's very easy to do. It's not hard. I've done it. I'm a licensed operator, and I'm not a genius, so I was able to pass it. But yeah, unless you absolutely know how to use this radio, in case of emergency, it's no good to you. It's no good. People are not using these people aren't using these for fun. Since I've got a radio and since I've got my license, I've had a lot of fun with these things. But the test question, there's actually a question in there, is when can you use these radios or operate outside of your band? The answers are you're never supposed to operate outside of your band, what you're qualified for. And then also the other caveat for that is the only way you can is in personal risk to property and or people, risk to people, like in danger. So you can absolutely buy one of these and you can use it in emergency. But unless you know how to use this radio, it's useless to you. So anybody who wants to buy this radio and only want to use it to transmit in case they're having an emergency, you need to punch in 146.52. Keep it in your truck and keep it charged, and good luck using it. If you actually want to learn how to use radios and be a part of a hobby that's dying, take the test, get certified, join the ham community. These people talking about ham operators or bullying people, that's not the way the community is. Ham people are loving. They want more people to join the community, and really it's a dying art unless people can actually buy these and operate them and be a part of a group or a club or something. It's worthless. Baofeng UV5R is a ham transceiver. It's technically, you can't use it unless an emergency, but why would you wait for emergency to learn how to use this technology? Anyway, Kilo Quebec 4 Yankee Alpha Delta signing out.